Final part tonight. Whilst that last piece was unpleasant to read and hear, the fact now is these programs, they've been running for decades, and we only get to hear them when it's declassified 50, 60, 70, 80 years later, when most of them who were around at that time were dead. The point is now, with the internet and the research of so many people around the world, it's coming out almost immediately. And so by highlighting it, it then takes the energy away and can stop it. The positive action group must be expanded, because these are the type of things we can challenge them on, and should challenge them on. Just because it's happening in Georgia and Ukraine, like the song says, if you tolerate this, then your children will be next. We have to stop sending our children to be soul dyers, because that's what they are. This is what they have to put up with. Oh, you need an injection for this and an injection for that. No, you don't. It's their medical experimentation again. And the damage it causes to hundreds of thousands of Americans is irreparable. So why do we keep sending them there under this false illusion of it's patriotic? No, it's idiotic. Patriotism is a fancy word for fascism. The love of your country over the love of your people. And that's what 300 plus million Americans need to understand. Stop sacrificing your children for fake patriotism. Some people felt a law show would not be that interesting or compelling in our show format. Well, Tuesday blew that notion right out of the water. And of course, water plays heavily into their control system terminology. But that was quite a baptism of fire from our communal gathering law group. Packed with info, packed with ideas, packed with solutions of how we can and will change the old system dynamic and indeed the paradigm. It laid to rest the folly of common law, laid to rest the use of the Magna Cartas or assemblies. The first two just spins your wheels and does not deliver for we the people. The latter is risking a jail term and potential large fine to boot. Stay away from assemblies. And that has nothing to do with Kim or Anna, and everything to do with they are putting their members at risk of causing the authorities to designate it as a coup. Because declaring yourselves as the new government equals a coup and potentially 20 years in jail. Don't go down the same stupid path as Heather Giraffe. Ignorance is costly these days in those circles. And so thanks again to our law group and also Franco Collins for his input into that show. But whether speaking of being more feminine, masculine, the TPC, THI, alternative theories or so-called conspiracy theories or anything in particular that is seen as different from the double negative normal standard, you have to address it all the same way or with the same principle. You are there to plant the seed only. You are not responsible for growing other people's plants, thoughts, ideas, or garden. And you will always come up against people who will argue the point, deflective of the narrative, rail against the narrative. That is your cue to step back. Some people can't be helped. And so arguing your point with those people will have the effect of draining your time, your field, and your energy. Those that rail back or recoil at your narrative have been triggered. So you have done your job, and it requires no further input until the person returns and asks more questions or accepts the task of growing the seed that you planted for them. You can never pound common sense into people, as most people do not reside in that frequency. To them, it's like the static on the now defunct looking glass technology. You cannot talk butterfly language to caterpillar people. It just doesn't work. No comprende is their modus operandi. Use your energy for better, more productive purposes. Preserve your energy and use it in our world. Expending it in their world is a pointless and costly task. The psychology clown from Russia with Love 7, Kurt Lewin, or Levian, said this, and it fits neatly within the framework of our group. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. He theorized that when a group is established, it becomes a unified system with supervening qualities that cannot be understood by evaluating members individually. Exactly. And this type of group, unlike others, is not easily definable in their database terms. With no leaders and all being leaders, it creates a problem of who they target. And the problem they face with this group is, we've been taught how to fight back, much to their chagrin. Keep being you, us and we, and let them carry on wasting their energy trying to stop good people doing good things from happening.